I've been using the Stanley bottles since I've basically moved to Svalbard a couple of years ago. The reason for it is because even though they're ugly as fuck, let's face it, this design hasn't been changed much since the 1913s, but they still work. The handle, obviously for hiking, is not really that useful, but for everything else, like if you're just working in construction, if you're working this, working that, super handy. You just walk around with it, no problem whatsoever. This one is the 1.5 liter one, way too big. I prefer the 1 liter bottle actually. This one actually got gifted to me a couple of years ago. But the thing with vacuum bottles is that the bigger they are and the more volume they have in there, the longer they last in terms of keeping things hot or cold, whatever you need to. But the problem is, as soon as you start losing volume in there, they since the surface is so big, they tend to cool down relatively quickly. And I find for myself, 1 liter bottles are a good, middle ground in terms of having a lot of volume, because especially when it's cold, you have to drink a lot of water, like 3 to 5 liters, depending a little bit on how cold it is and how much you're actually moving as well, and have to stay warm, obviously. So 1 liter bottles are for me are like the more appropriate size kind of. 1.5 liters works well. Like if I'm going out on tours, like I'm gonna do now in a minute, then 1.5 liters is perfectly fine. Same for work. I empty this one during the day, during the 8-hour work that I have. So and when I'm going out, this is perfectly fine to just dump it in a sled bag. To the bottle itself, you obviously get the little cuppy. This one got loose at some point. Oh, now it's holding tight again. That's good. Because it's just plastic and then you have this stainless steel cover around it. This got loose a while ago, but seems to fit again. Then you have the opening. Obviously, you can pour it as well. You know, up, and you have the seal here. The problem with those is you can actually see that already when you put stuff in that is really hot. The plastic starts to degrade. It's getting brittle and starts falling apart. So this one actually already started. Be aware of that. You're actually supposed to only put about 80 degrees hot water in there, 80 degrees Celsius that is. Hotter seems to have a problem with the plastic. So that is something you really have to address. Otherwise, they work really well. The rubber is really good. I have other ones there where the rubber really just falls apart after some time, or it just gets too loose, and just like falling off. I had that with several versions, not with the Stanley ones, but with other models basically. But simple as it is, but I personally can definitely recommend the classic ones. I haven't tried the higher end version that they came up with a couple years ago. I think it's way overpriced, and for what they are, those ones are perfect, to use. I don't use them in the summertime. The reason for it is pretty simple. It is not hot enough and not cold enough to actually needing a big ass vacuum bottle that is way too heavy. So I just use uh, Solomon trail running or running flask, that can fill up everywhere. So that is the easiest way to do it for me, at least. Yeah, quick and dirty, good stuff. And let me know what you think about the food, the food jars, the food flasks from the classic series. Because I actually tried two versions, or two times I tried them with just mainly soups, for the winter time. It's really good to just when you're out taking soups and stuff like that with you. And both of them didn't work at all. They were like going cold really, really fast. So I found them rather bad. So it's kind of surprising, but obviously it's a little bit different design. The top works a little different, is a little bit wider, so that of course has an impact. I personally think the Primus food versions are way better. There's way too much plastic on it, so you really have to be a little bit more careful. But otherwise, they work really, really well. So let me know what's your experience with that.